Hi, my name is Kaya and I'm here today at London Bridge Station to help you to navigate your way around this massive station.
So as you said, London Bridge is quite a big station. There's lots of entrances and exits. How does that impact how you navigate around as a visually impaired person? And actually, is there anything you think we could do to improve that?
I think when I first started coming to London Bridge Station, I was very confused about which entrance to use when I was coming back after a session at the RSBC. So like I said, there's so many different entrances and you need to make sure you use the right one, whether that's if you're going on the tube or going for the underground.
Are there any particular things you think that could be done to make entrances clearer or to help with navigation in particular?
I mean, it would be helpful if there was a sign or something like to read out saying this is for the tubes and this is for the overground, just to clarify which one's which, because otherwise you just guess which one to use.
And I guess making sure that they're in accessible places and different sizes. So
yeah, very much so. Yeah. Or even if they are read out as well, that would be helpful.
So talk to me about departure boards. So we've got these boards with train times and platforms on, but they are not always very accessible, are they? So how do you sort of find dealing with them?
Well, I don't use the departure boards at all because I can't see them. Because one of the main problems with them, they're always hanging from the ceiling. So as a visually impaired person, you can't just walk up to them and look up to them that close. So I always use different apps like the Railboard app, which shows you all the times and also what platform your training will be on, which is really helpful.
Do you use assistance when you come through London Bridge?
Yes, I do. But one of the big problems is that when I come into the main area of London Bridge, it's so big, and with my eyesight, I can't see so well, in terms of long distance. So it's quite difficult for me to actually find someone who will help to assist me. So what I do, I go to the ticket barriers and try to see if there's someone working there to help.
Is there anything that could be done to help locate staff easier? Or do you think there should be more staff available?
I think it would be helpful if there are more staff available, because there's definitely not enough staff here to, in terms of how big the station is with assistance.
Can you tell me about a particularly sort of good assistance experience you've had, if you've had one?
Well, even just last week when I was coming home from the RSBC, I had someone assist me. They helped me to get onto my train, and then when I came to my final stop, there was someone waiting there to help me to get off the train. It was fantastic. I didn't need to worry about anything.
What do you think makes for good assistance? What would you want people to know about assisting a visually impaired person well on transport?
I think someone who's assisting someone with a visual impairment, they just need to be very mindful about helping with sight loss and things like that. And for example, if you're coming up to escalators or stairs, tell that person, and that will help. And also ask the person first before you just grab someone's arm and then just start walking, because that can be quite disorientating.
So lots of verbal guidance and just making sure they know you're there.
Yeah, very much.
And that they can hold your arm if you.
Very much so.
So how do you find getting on and off trains in particular? Because as we know, all the stations can be quite difficult, platforms are different, trains are different, a lot of the network's quite old. Is there any sort of particular difficulties you have with physically getting on and off trains?
I have had some difficulties because the problem is each platform at each station has a different width of gaps between the station, between the platform and the actual train. So whichever station you're at, it can be completely different.
So when you're on the trains, they have audio announcements as to where you are, so you know when to get off. Have you had any sort of difficult experiences with those as you've been sort of travelling?
Yes, I actually have had a number of difficulties when the announcements are out of sync. So it says you are now arriving at a London Bridge station, for example, and it's actually the wrong station. And I've actually nearly got out a number of times at a completely in different station, and then you have to wait for another train, and it's a nightmare. So because the problem is, as a vision impaired person, you solely rely on that announcement.
Audio is important, isn't it? And you
Very
need to
much
know
so.
it's reliable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
So is there anything you think they could do, say, if you were on a train and you couldn't find a member of the public to ask? Is there anything you think would help if you knew that those announcements were out of sync, or you just wanted to be really sure you were at the right station?
One thing I've done in the past is open my Google Maps on my phone, and then you check your location to make sure that you're actually getting off at the right stop.
I've done that. That's quite a good stopgap if you need to. Yeah,
It's actually quite useful tool to use, you know, just to give you that peace of mind. Yes, I'm getting off at the right stop. It's all okay.
Tell me about platform changes last minute. I know you've had some experiences of that.
Yes, oh, it's an absolute nightmare. Because the problem is, they always change the platform on the screen over the platform itself. They never actually verbally announce it. So again, as a visually impaired person, you're left wondering what's going on. And the problem is, as a visually impaired person, you know, I'm not very good with steps, you know, because, you know, with my eyesight, and they expect you to sprint up the stairs and then down again in time for the train to arrive. So it's a bit of a nightmare, really.
And everyone else is doing it as well in a panic,
Yeah.
so it's really overwhelming. So you use a white cane to navigate around.
Yes.
How do you find members of the public react to that? Are they aware of what it is, or are they not really sure?
Well, I've actually had a number of mixed experiences. Again, like when I've been on the train going into London Bridge, this man just stood up and he just shouted, "Can you remove your weapon? I feel threatened." And, you know, it's quite intimidating, you know, as a young person with sight loss.
Yeah, I guess that's like a negative experience, but then you have members of the public helping you as
Yeah.
well. So mixed, I mean, mostly not ideal, but a little bit of a mix.
But it was nice that, you know, everyone else was sticking up for me on the train, and, you know, managed to diffuse the whole situation. So that was good.
Have you had any other good experiences with people sort of helping you when you need it?
Oh yeah, very much so. I mean, even just the train this morning, like someone asked me, "Do you need any help when you get off the train?" You know, like, so it's such, you know, like a lovely gesture, and it, you know, means a lot. So that's nice.
How do you feel when you get offered assistance by sighted people when maybe you didn't ask for it or you didn't need it?
Well, it can actually be quite disorientating, because you're just walking along and then someone just grabs your arm and you think, "Oh my goodness, what's going on here?" And the thing is that they think they're doing the right thing by helping you, but you don't know what's going on, they don't know where you're going. So it could be quite a negative experience, actually.
So really it would be more helpful if people ask, wouldn't it?
Oh, very much so. If people ask, "Can I help you?" You know, and you know, "Where do you need to go? How can I help you?" By like, "Can I hold your arm to help you?" Things like that really help, you know, just so you know what's going on, rather than someone just grabbing you and like literally like forcing you to go one way where you've got no idea where you're going.
How do you buy your train tickets? Do you find the machines accessible, or do you have to do it another way?
I don't find the machines accessible at all. They're all in small writing, and I can't use them whatsoever, and there's no audio or anything, so I have to wait for the you know, have to be served by a person behind the till. And that can be quite frustrating, because there's a long queue, always a long queue for people to buy their tickets to be served by someone, and there's always only one till open, and, you know, you're in a rush for your train, and then you miss your train, so it can be quite frustrating.
What do you think would help make ticket machines and buying tickets more accessible for VI people?
I think if the ticket machines had an option of audio, and also maybe larger font size as well, because the problem is it's tiny font, and, you know, as a visually impaired person, I can't see it at all.
Yeah.
I hope you have found this helpful today, and I hope you now feel much more confident travelling independently.